Hey everyone, so I just wanted to do a video about The Hunger Games. I went to see the movie on Friday and I really loved it, and I've already done a blog post on my thoughts, so this will pretty much just be the same, but I thought I'd just do a video for it. First, I got a few Hunger Games merchandise and stuff, one that's behind me, and I just wanted to show you them first. So the one that's behind me is the poster, which is that. And I'm hoping to get that up on my wall really soon. I got it on Friday and I haven't got a picture hook yet, so I need to get that put up. So that's like my favourite thing. It's going to be up on my bedroom wall right opposite my bed. So the other stuff I got Emma from Bell Books. She has a Facebook page called Bell Books Charms. And she makes them all. She made me my little Peter bracelet. I don't think you can see it because of the lighting, but it says Peter on there. I got this necklace which says "You love me, real or not real," which I've wore like every day since I got it. And then I got this t-shirt as well, which says "May the odds be ever in your favour around the Mockingjay." I got two more necklaces. May the odds be ever in your favour. I need a longer chain for this because it's really small. As well as this necklace, which I think the chain's really small as well, so I really need to get some more chains. And that's it. "If we burn, you burn with us." And it has a little bow and arrow on it. So I got them from Etsy, but I also got two t-shirts. Another one saying "May the odds be ever in your favour," and one saying "Team Peter." So I love those shirts, they're amazing. So I went to see the movie on Friday morning, and it's now Sunday, and I'm still completely gobsmacked over how amazing it was. I thought it was brilliant. Hunger Games is my favourite book series ever. I'm currently rereading it. I'm almost finished Mockingjay again, and I just loved it. I was so excited to see it because I've been counting down to see the movie since like before Christmas. I'm sure I've drove my friends insane because I remember before Christmas going like 100 and something days until Hunger Games, and I'm pretty sure they were counting down the days until I shut up. But I'm not going to shut up about it. It's not going to happen. I need to see it again. When we were sat in the cinema and we were waiting for it to start and all the trailers and everything were on, and then as soon as it started, I just sort of started bouncing up and down going, "Oh my god, I'm about to see Hunger Games," and they just laughed at me. But when it was over, I just sat there just staring at the screen going, "Oh my god," that is all I could think. All I could think was, "Oh my god," because it was just so amazing. It completely left me speechless. And to me, I thought it was perfect. It was as perfect as a movie interpretation could be. It's the best movie interpretation I think I have ever seen. And I was fully prepared to come out of the cinema going, yeah, it was good, but it was nothing compared to the book. But I didn't. I came out, thinking it was amazing. It was perfect. It was just such a fantastic interpretation of the book, and I don't think they could have done it better. Obviously, there are differences from the book to the movie, but they can't include everything. Some of them that I noticed, and I'm sure there's others, some of them that stuck out to me was the Mockingjay pin. You saw this in the trailer, how it's not like her friend who gives her the Mockingjay pin. Katniss finds it and she gives it to Prim on the day of the reaping, and then when Katniss is going into the arena, Prim gives it back to her. I also noticed the Avox. They've changed that, they've sort of missed that out. There's still Avoxes there that serve them, but they missed out the story where Katniss had knew her and thought that she might have been able to save her. And Thresh wasn't killed. They included stuff, but they sort of just tweaked it a little to bring it like better for the movie. Thresh didn't die when Katniss and Peter were still in the cave. He died afterwards. Hunger Games started my love for dystopian books, which is now my favourite type of books. So I will always love it. It will always be my favourite series. And I thought I would be disappointed with the movie because of how much I love the book, but the little changes that they made, to me they seemed minimal, and they hardly seemed important when you consider the whole movie, because the rest was done so well and so perfectly to me, that I thought they just didn't really matter. I thought the cast was perfect. I thought Jennifer Lawrence was just the perfect Katniss. So many movie interpretations, you look at the cast and you go, yeah, they do it okay, whatever the character is. But to me, there is no other Katniss. Jennifer Lawrence, she wasn't just acting Katniss, she was Katniss. She looked the part, she acted it perfectly. And the same for the rest of the cast. I thought Josh Hutcherson was the perfect Peter, Liam Hemsworth was the perfect Gale, and I just thought it was absolutely perfect. The scenery, the capital, the arena, everything, it was exactly how I pictured. I think the only thing that wasn't really how I pictured was the cornucopia. I imagined that gold, but I think that's because it's described as gold in Catching Fire, so maybe I just confused that too. But I just thought it was exactly how I pictured. The capital was brilliant, everything was amazing. The moments of my favourite moments of the movie that stuck out for me was the reaping and the goodbyes. They made me cry. I did not cry at those in the book, but I think I was sat there for 5 minutes before I was like crying my eyes out. When Gale has to come and carry Prim away, I just broke down and started crying. I just thought the actress who played Prim was just so brilliant, and it was just heartbreaking. Anything with Prim just broke my heart and had me in tears. And it's very different. There's a big difference between reading the scenes and seeing them just make them seem all the more real, and they really, really upset me. And yeah, I was just a mess throughout the entire movie. The Girl on Fire costume was one of my highlights. I just loved seeing it. You always have this image in your head of how it's going to look, but it looked completely different, and it just looked amazing. I think the costume designers on the movie just did an incredible job, because it just looked incredible. The Rue scene is the one I was most looking forward to and dreading at the same time, because it's heartbreaking. That scene just broke my heart in the book. I just cried. I had to stop reading when I read the book, because I couldn't see any of the words, because I was crying so much. And they definitely did it justice. I thought it was really great. They changed little things, like Katniss had already rescued Rue out of the net before Marvel, I think that's who kills her, had threw the spear at her. But it was just so heartfelt, and seeing how she laid the flowers around Rue and everything, it really got to me, and I just sat there sobbing for about 5 minutes. The cave scene was one of my favourites. I think it could have been better. If there was one thing I could change about the movie, it would definitely be the cave scene, because some of my favourite lines in the book were from the cave scene, or just before the cave scene with Peter, because Peter really made me laugh in the book. It's a very dark book, and just some of the stuff he said just round about the cave scene time really made me laugh, so I wish they'd kept that in, but they didn't. But I understand why they cut it down, and it's still one of my favourite scenes. It was very sweet, and I really felt that you could see that Katniss did fall in love with Peter. She risked her life for him, and I really think that she did love him. I know some people don't like that about the movie, but when I read the book, I really felt that Katniss did love Peter, but then she found her relationship with Gale a bit more confusing, and she put her family first, and that's why everything that happened in Catching Fire and Mockingjay did. But I always felt that she did fall in love with Peter in the first one, and I know some people don't, but that was just that was my interpretation of it. So I really loved what they did with the cave scene. I love the flashbacks. There's a flashback to the bread scene where Peter saves her life with the bread. The only thing I didn't like about that is that you don't really see how it saved her life. Because in the book, she is starving, and if she doesn't get food, she's going to die. But I felt that they sort of dimmed that down a little bit. But I still loved it. I loved seeing Peter with the bread and everything. It's one of those moments where I loved it, and I loved hearing about it in the book and couldn't wait to see it, so I'm really glad they had that like flashback in. I love the additional scenes. They added additional scenes. It showed President Snow with Seneca Crane, the game maker, and it showed how they do the games. There was like a holographic arena, and they had like these little holographic like little things that they could like they designed stuff on them, and they could just sort of pick them up and drop them into the arena. And I really loved seeing how they did the games like that and how they controlled it, which you don't see because the book is completely from Katniss's point of view, so you don't see all of these things. And I loved seeing it and seeing how everything that happened in the games, sort of how it impacted everybody else. Like when Rue died, and you have like a scene in District 11 seeing how they reacted to it. And I love that that particular scene sort of set in motion what's going to happen in Catching Fire. I really love the additional scenes. It really made me feel sorry for Gale. Like you see like a flash into District 12 during the cave scene, and in the book I never felt sorry for Gale because I love Peter, and it was always the moment where I loved the cave scene. It's one of my favourites in the book. But when you see a flashback and you see how it affects Gale, and it really made me feel sorry for him, and I never got that in the book, so I loved seeing just the different things and how everything happened. The camera work. Some people don't like the camera work because it's very shaky at times. I loved it. I thought the camera work was brilliant, how shaky it was, because it made me feel that you were sort of in the games with Katniss. When she was running, you saw like the camera shook as if they were running along with her, and it made you feel like you were running with her. The Tracker Jacker scene I think was brilliant. I loved Rue and how they just tweaked Rue's little part. Instead of her just pointing, it's like she's telling Katniss to saw it and drop it on the couriers, and that really made me laugh. I loved it. I loved that scene, and how when Katniss got stung and it causes the hallucinations, it sort of zoned in on Katniss but everything else was blurry, like you were hallucinating with her, and I thought that was done really well. And I love the blast near the end when she blows up their food source, and when she damages her ear, you can't tell from watching a film that she's gone deaf because you can't hear Katniss's thoughts like you do in the book. But I thought they did it really well, how you heard like squealing and buzzing and stuff like that, that it showed that it had damaged her ear that way. I thought it was done really, really well. I loved Haymitch. Haymitch was one of the highlights for me for the book, for the film, sorry. He wasn't as drunk as he is in the book, but I didn't really care. I thought that was better because it sort of quickened it up. It quickened the pacing of the book up with him just getting sober and helping them straight away. He really made me laugh, especially after the private sessions, when Effie, I loved Effie. Elizabeth Banks just did the best Effie. I couldn't imagine anyone better, and I love Effie. But when she's getting really annoyed at Katniss after she shoots the apple out of the pig's mouth, and Haymitch thinks it's funny, and it just really made me laugh, and all the little messages he sent her, it really, I think Haymitch's character really lightens up the film with it being such a dark story, and it's quite depressing that they have to fight to the death and stuff, but I thought it was done brilliantly. The actors were amazing, and I couldn't have imagined a better interpretation. I was completely prepared to come out and be like, it was rubbish, or it was okay, but it was nothing compared to the book. But I was really surprised, and I want to go see it again and again and again, and I know that when it comes out on DVD I will be there getting it the first day, and I'll just go weeks, and that's the only movie I will watch because it's just brilliant. It's perfect. For me, it's as perfect as it could have been, and I just loved every moment of it. I know some people are disappointed, some people are going to be disappointed, but I could be disappointed if I really nitpicked and really looked in much detail, but that's not me. I look at it overall. It can't be exactly the same as the film. It's going to be different, but I think they really did the book justice, and I thought it was amazing. And it's without a doubt the best book to movie interpretation I've ever seen. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see it again. I thought when I saw the movie that my excitement would really dim down a little, but it didn't. I saw the trailer yesterday, and instead of going, oh my god, I'm going to see Hunger Games, I'm so excited to see it, I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing, I need to see it again. And it's just amazing. I just loved it. So that's what I thought of the movie. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. So thanks for watching. Bye!